All right. So I am recording this meeting, and I'm going to first start talking about gridding my son's face. Now, should I give everybody another minute?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm just so excited to start.
I hear you.
What?
We're having slight technical difficulties.
Okay, that's cool. At home, you're going to be graphing out your paper, your drawing paper, in a 7H. And those of you, when we do our photograph, we're going to be using probably a 2B or a 6B. Now, let's say you don't have a printer at home. If you have a smartphone, there is an app, and it's called Grid. I believe it's the name of the app, and I'm going to pull it up so you can see what it looks like. It's green, and it's called Grid It, and you can grid on your phone. So I'm going to, you can take your photograph and actually grid it right there if you don't have a piece of paper or printer to do it on. And then you can do a screenshot and send it to me. So it's fairly easy. Those of you who don't have a printer, I can talk you through how to do that. But we'll just kind of get the gist of how to do this. So in the classroom, most of the friends have a 2-inch ruler. And these are really nice rulers. They're somewhat expensive, so we must handle them with care because we don't have too many of them. And I don't think we'll be getting any new rulers or any new equipment anytime soon. We want to take good care of everything. So here is my face, and I know that I printed it off, and it is 8.5 by 11. We are going to be doing 1-inch squares on this. And the magical thing about this ruler is it is a 2-inch square. So I want to show you a couple little things. Are we ready to go, or do I need to wait?
Still kind of working on the whole thing.
Should I wait a couple more minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anybody do anything fun this weekend? Nobody did anything fun? Oh, dear. Well, I went to the Scholastic Art event at the high school. That was fun. Had my car break down. That wasn't fun.
Ms. Halker, we got a number of friends here without a printed picture yet, so we're kind of working through that, just to let you know.
Okay. You know what? We'll start reverse. We'll start with our piece of paper first. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, let's do that. All right, so I have my blank piece of paper, and the ones that I gave to you all in the classroom are 8.5 by 11. I do not have an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I have a 9 by 12, but I'm still going to grid it out. I'm going to start at the bottom of the page, and I know that these are 2-inch increments. So this is kind of the cool thing about this ruler and gridding a page. Well, one thing that's really important to do is you want to use a 4H pencil. You want to keep your lines light as possible because you're going to be erasing these grid lines. So I'm going to start with lining my ruler on the edge of the paper and have it at the bottom and the sides. And I just want to make sure that that's all good. I'm going to be drawing a straight line across. Now, I don't know if you guys can even see my line, so I'm going to have to go a little bit darker because I don't think you all can see that. Can you guys see that? Probably not. Enter another pencil. Now, let's say you have a regular ruler
Quality, great. I like it.
All right. So can you guys see that line? All right. What I'm going to do, oh, go ahead, Mr. Jeff. Okay. You have a question?
I don't know if it's just me, but I can't see like your camera or your paper at all. Like your screen's just black for me.
Okay, let me unpin. Let's see what's going on. What about in class? Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can see you in class, Ms. Halker.
Okay. Charlie, can you see me now?
No, I might just leave and then I'll join back and I'll see if it shows up.
Okay, and then if not, Charlie, then you can watch the recording because I am recording it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What a bummer. I'm so sorry. And I pinned the screen, so hopefully on the recording it will it'll be good for you all to see. All right. So I've done this one line here horizontally across. It is 2 inches. But the cool thing about these rulers is you can line them up right on the line that you did. And now you have an inch above the line and an inch below the line. And remember, you want to do this with a 4/8. You want to keep your lines light as possible. But I've darkened mine so you can see what I'm doing. Now, if you're at home with a regular ruler, you're going to have to make increment marks. And I have this rule about when I'm ever doing any measuring, I measure twice and then draw the line once. So, for example, here, I could go up on the side here. I've already started, and I want to mark the lines 1 inch at increments. And then I go across the other side, I would mark 1 inch increments. And then I would connect the lines. So hopefully that makes sense. So what you're going to do is you are going to start with doing your horizontals, and then you're going to be doing your verticals. Make sure that you are double checking your lines. Make sure that you are using your 4H pencil. That's really important that these lines are light. Now, as I'm going up, I'm going to make them lighter because I am going to be drawing on this one. So I don't want to have those lines so overt. And I'm going to say it like 20 times. You really want to make sure you have light, 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 light lines. Now on the pages that are 8.5 by 11, you're going to have a 1/2 inch overhang. So just be aware of that, which is totally cool. We will make that work. So hopefully you in class are, sorry, I wish at home you guys had these rulers because they're super sweet. Because it just makes graphing out or any kind of technical drawing a little bit easier because you can see what's happening underneath. Now, normally in the past, I make really large portraits. We make them twice this size. But because of the time constraints we're under, they're going to be pretty small. And you must make the lines straight as possible. Now, I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom, and it might be easier just to rotate my page and just start at the bottom just like I did before. And I'm doing this in my sketchbook rather than on a piece of paper. So I want to make sure that my sketchbook page is pulled down. Remember, again, you want to be doing this with a light colored pencil. I'm going to go for my 4H now. Make sure it's good before I draw that line. Make sure it's nice and straight. I don't see any lines, Miss Halker. Let's go ahead. Actually, go a little darker. I'm having trouble seeing. Mercy, that's pretty. It's time for my glasses. Oh, but we just got glasses. There we go. So I'm working my way across with 1-inch squares. All right, so step 1 is done. I've gridded my paper. I'm going to put it to the side. I'm now going to grid my portrait. Mr. Jeff, are we ready to do portraits yet? Friends online, are we ready to do the portrait?
Not yet.
Not yet? Hold on, 2 shakes? Okay. Let me know when you're ready. All right. The one thing I do like to have when I am about to grid my photograph is like a Sharpie or a ballpoint pen to go over my lines to just kind of disseminate them a little bit. So we're almost there, friends. I'm going to begin. All right, so I'm going to start with this, my portrait, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. This time, it doesn't matter what pencil I use. For my portrait, I will probably use like a 6B. And I'm going to start at the bottom corner, the left-hand corner, and make sure it's all nice and even. And we can be really firm with our lines because we don't need to worry about tracing them. The only thing I have to say is make sure they're straight and even, because if they're not straight and even, by significant issues. And this part does not take as long as the other one, the process of drawing. Because the other one, you really can be careful of how light the lines are, making sure that everything is straight and even. And I selected my son because he has short hair, and demo on short hair with his hair. So we want the extra ½ inch to be on the right side, not on the left side. So just as an FYI. All right. And then I'm going to do follow on the right hand corner, starting to get my solid lines in there as well, giving my ½ inch. Right now it's 2 inches, and then I'm going to put it right on that line. So even. And I am drawing the line down. Remember to make sure your lines are nice and even and straight. That's really important. Ah, I got a 11 there. After I said, make sure your lines are nice and even and straight. All right. The next step is I want to start to label different areas. And I like doing this with my Sharpie and with my, or some kind of pen so I can see. And I start here at the bottom and I make it A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and this little ½ inch area is I. Then I go up on the left-hand side. I'm going to leave the A just the way it is. We're going to leave that just as an A. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to do the exact same thing on our paper. And we want to keep our lines fairly light, but I'm going to make mine a little bit darker so you can see them. So this bottom corner is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. And then I'll go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not worry about that extra little piece at the top. So I have got a lovely grid. Should I pause or continue? We'll don't know, friend. You got to tell me. I don't know what would be best. Are we good to go, Mr. Jeff, or can I continue on? I don't know if they heard. Mr. Jeff? Oh, the mic's not working? Okay. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, then let me know. Should I pause? And wait before moving forward? Okay. Now you guys can probably predict what we're going to be doing. You're going to be drawing one square at a time. But one thing that I think is helpful, and it's up to you, and if it's not helpful, if you don't think it's going to be helpful, don't do it, is I'm going to take my Sharpie, and I'm going to take the fine point of my Sharpie. So that's okay if you like have a highlighter or something like that. So I'm going to go back in myself, and I like to just kind of outline the edge of my body of whom I'm drawing. So I'm just doing a light line drawing just to get an idea of what I am looking at here. And it shouldn't interfere with your drawing. It just helps to give you an idea of where your lines are in your face. And it also kind of reminisces like, oh, okay, I see how to do that here now. I'm going on the outside of my head and my son has wiry hair. And this part is not so important, but it just gives you an idea. And if it's not perfect, it's okay. Just trying to get the impression so that when you start to draw this out, you have a little bit more, it's easier to identify what you have done. All right. So far, makes sense? Can you guys see what I did there? You can see I outlined it with orange around the outside. Now I'm going to take one square at a time, and I'm going to go to my letter A, and I'm going to do this all in probably my number, let's see, I use my number 2H pencil. So that's what I would do it with my 2H pencil. And I'm going to start one square at a time. And what we're working on when we do this is proportions. So I am going to do one square at a time. We are not going to do any of the inside details. Oh no, won't be, not yet. We are just going to be doing the outside and framing it in. So, let's try to just get a little closer there with all that works. Go up and move up the side here. And then we know we've got to go to B1. It's like bingo in a lot of ways. And that we know that that space should be similar. So that is what you are to do today, is to try to get the outline of your head in. Does that seem pretty, sound good, friends? I'm so sad that the friends online can't hear me very well. So you are just trying to get it all gridded out. You are just attempting to get the outside line shape of your head today. And then you will send me an in-progress photo of how far you get today. And then tomorrow we will continue on getting the inside. And since the mic is not working from the classroom at the moment, I think I'll just kind of, wait for any type of responses or questions that you have. I'm going to unpin myself, and then I am going to throw a couple friends into, I'm going to throw you all into rooms. So if you have a question, I can talk to you. and I'm going to stop recording.